Ben thought the worst part of senior year would be getting a new roommate. What he didn't know was that the man who knocked that afternoon had already been reported missing, and something else moved in instead. Senior year, my old roommate graduated. The next afternoon, 3 sharp knocks echoed through the apartment. At the door stood a young man with greasy black hair hanging over his eyes, clutching a cardboard box. "I'm your new roommate." "Apartment 367, right?" he rasped. As he walked past, the sharp scent of bleach hit me. He didn't speak, just nodded silently, scanning the apartment like he was cataloging it. I tried small talk, but Jackson was like a brick wall. Awkwardness pushed me to leave early for work. That night, the apartment was dark. I opened the fridge. 10 neatly wrapped packages of red meat. Then faint croaking and scratching came from his room. My nerves spiked. I banged on the door. Silence. Then in a garbled tone, yes, just getting dressed." I locked my door for the first time. Fear weighed on me like a heavy blanket. The next morning, Jackson was gone. 5 meat packages were missing. Curiosity gnawed at me, so I slowly approached his bedroom. The metallic smell hit my nose. The room was almost empty, except for the cardboard box on his desk. A knock. Jackson appeared, with a woman behind him. "This is my sister, Amber," he said. She raised a stiff wave, never speaking. Her eyes glazed. "You didn't go in my room, right?" Jackson hissed. I promised I hadn't, and they pulled into the room, Amber staring the entire time. That night, Jackson knocked on my door. "Can we talk?" Jackson sat on the couch. Too straight, too stiff. He asked, "What makes your life?" I answered carefully. "My friends. My family." Jackson's eyes never blinked. "Is that normal for most humans?" I felt his chest tighten. "To stay under the radar," Jackson continued, smiling wider. "You must have friends and family." Under the radar, like he was studying, learning, imitating. Before leaving, Jackson asked softly, "We are friends, right?" The next morning, Jackson's door was open again. A soft, wet, squishing sound came from inside. I stepped forward and looked in. Something was standing in the room, hunched, pulling skin over itself, like clothing, like it didn't quite fit. Jackson's face hung loose as the thing tried to stretch it over its own features. The cardboard box lay at its feet, empty. The creature's head twisted backward in an impossible angle, and it looked directly at me. I ran. At the apartment office, I explained everything. The man typed slowly, then frowned. "Sir, you were never assigned a new roommate." Police arrived, then the FBI. They told me that Jackson had been reported missing days before he ever knocked on that door. They later found a body, identified as Jackson. His skin was gone. Amber was never identified. No records, no footage, nothing. I still lives in apartment 367. I can't break the lease, and sometimes, late at night, I hears 3 precise knocks from inside the walls. At exactly 7 a.m., everything felt wrong. For the first time in months, the apartment was silent. No screaming, no arguments, no chaos, but within minutes, I would realize something far worse than noise had taken its place. Because my roommates weren't asleep, they were waiting to be fed. I woke to birds chirping outside my window, something I hadn't heard in months. Normally, mornings in the apartment were chaos, screaming, arguing, doors slamming. But today, nothing. The silence felt unnatural. I stepped into the hallway. Only Jin, the house cat, sat quietly at the top of the stairs. No movement, no voices, no life. I checked the rooms one by one. Nick's room, messy as always. Tissues, bottles, a glowing computer screen, displaying something unfamiliar. Gabriella's room, strangely clean. Her phone left behind. Noah's room, perfect. Too perfect. The bed neatly made. Books arranged. But the smell. Rotten food lingered in the air. I moved downstairs, holding the cat for comfort. The living room felt empty, wrong. Then, a buzzing sound, a phone. I followed it and found Noah, standing, frozen, his head twitching violently. Noah's body jerked violently. His eyes rolled back, blood slowly seeped from his lips. Then, movement. Gabriella sat at the table, unmoving, her head twitching, blood dripping from her nose, and her eyes wide open. I ran upstairs, kicked open the bathroom door. Steam filled the air. Nick stood under the shower, not moving, not blinking. Blood ran down his face, disappearing into the drain. I dragged Nick downstairs. All three of them spoke at once, their voices broken, distorted, not human. Feed. Silence. Then again. Feed! Noah snapped back to life, but it wasn't him. His eyes were empty. His voice, wrong. He lunged, grabbing me by the throat, lifting me effortlessly. Feed me. A knife pressed against my neck. My mind raced. Feed! What? Feed! Who? Then, I saw it. The empty bowl on the floor. Jin's bowl. The cat. Slowly, I understood. I grabbed the cat food, poured it into the bowl, hands shaking, heart racing. There, Noah smiled. A twisted, satisfied smile. Noah collapsed. Then Nick. Then Gabriella. All silent. All still. The only sound left was Jin. Eating, loud, hungry. Too hungry.